Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. What is going on? And welcome to my review for tonight's edition of Monday Night Raw, the go-home edition for SummerSlam 2019, which is, of course, only 6 days away and counting. If you just joining in here, thank you for watching here on youtube.com/DanielGuys412 for all my latest thoughts here on the go-home episode of Raw for SummerSlam, which, of course, took place in my hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, live from PPG Paints Arena. Yours truly was not in attendance, but I have to say, watching this episode of Raw, I thought there was more positive than negative, so that is always a plus. Was it a perfect episode? No, but I thought it did enough for me to get me looking forward to SummerSlam this Sunday, which, of course, I will be doing my annual live review for. We got live reactions coming. I'm going to be doing my preview and predictions for SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver as well. So a lot of great content coming soon here to youtube.com/DanielGuys412. So like I said, if you just happen to be joining, also be sure to participate in my Raw Twitter poll that can be found here on @DanielGuys412 here on Twitter. So let's not waste any time, everybody. Let's dive into my Monday Night Raw review. So we kick things off here, and we had a beautiful tribute here with the entire roster on stage for a moment of silence in remembrance for the victims of the terrible mass shootings in El Paso, Texas, and Dayton, Ohio. And my thoughts and prayers go out to all of those victims and family members and loved ones who were affected by another senseless, tragic incident of, terrible violence in our country here. I just wanted to give a moment of silence myself to all those affected. So we opened up Monday Night Raw here, and we actually had an intro video for the first time in what felt like forever. We had Samoa Joe bum rush the announce desk, climbed on top, started screaming, said he had nothing to do with what happened with Roman Reigns on SmackDown, where that stuff fell on him backstage, equipment, whatever. And Joe says he was nowhere near the backstage area and he's going to wait for Reigns to get to Raw, and then he is going to shut, or as Negan would say, gonna shut that shit down. Oh, yeah. So we went up here with Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair versus Natalya, Trish Stratus. Decent match here to open up Raw. Of course, I like that they played with the fact that Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair, why would they be on the same page after being enemies for so long? It was great to see Trish. A little bit disappointed that we didn't get to see her in the ring tonight, but of course, we'll have to wait till SummerSlam to see her and Charlotte clash, which is a match that I am most looking forward to on the SummerSlam card here. Towards the end of the match, Natalya put Lynch in the sharpshooter. Becky got to the ropes. Natalya refused to release the hold. She is disqualified, and Becky and Charlotte are your winners due to the DQ. Afterwards, Trish pulled Natty off Lynch. Natalya pushed Trish and walked away. And, of course, we have Becky Lynch versus Natalya, which will now be a submission match for the Raw Women's Championship. Then we have Charlotte versus Trish. So I thought a decent way to open up Raw here. What was really good, what was a good highlight of this show, Rey Mysterio versus Andrade Cien Almas. Put these two in the ring together, and just watching them and their synchronicity and just their counter move for move. And it was a really sick spot was when Mysterio head scissors Andrade out of the ring, and he hit the diving sunset flip bomb onto the barricade. And towards the end of the match, Rey hit Andrade with the 619. He went tried to go up for the splash. Andrade got his knees up. He was able to get powerbombed by Andrade, who tried to, of course, rip Rey Mysterio's mask off again. And I would still love to see these two have a hair versus mask match down the line. Probably won't happen at SummerSlam just due to the fact that we'll have way too many matches as it is. But I think down the line, that would be a nice addition to a pay-per-view card. Referee is distracted. Zelina Vega stuns Rey Mysterio on the middle rope and hits Andrade with a hammerlock DDT for the win. So good stuff. Really good stuff here. Probably my favorite match on the show tonight. We then move on here to 24/7 championship antics. So Maria Kanellis, she's going here for her OBGYN appointment in Pittsburgh. And, she's celebrating. She's all cocky. She's all, nobody can pin me. I'm pregnant. Who's gonna pin a pregnant woman? So Mike says he won't let her down. She's in the chair getting ready for the OBGYN appointment. Mike hugs his wife, and the doctor, who is revealed to be a referee, counts, and he just pinned his wife for the 24/7 championship. Mike goes out to the waiting room area. R-Truth is dressed up as a woman. He says his water broke, threw out a baby doll in the air. Mike catches it. Truth rolls up Mike for the win. Can't make this shit up. And R-Truth is now, I believe, an 11-time 24/7 champion, and he runs away with Carmella and Toe. So the 24/7 championship stuff continues to be a highlight of Monday Night Raw for me. Good stuff right here. And they then have, let's see here, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, who, shows the footage of Lesnar's brutal attack on Rollins. Heyman says he knows Rollins is here in Pittsburgh. Heyman says Rollins has more balls than he does brains. Rollins limps out onto the stage with a steel chair, injured ribs and all. Lesnar grabs the chair, hits Rollins over, hits him in the gut, hits him with an F5. Rollins, after the break, crawls to the corner, asks for a mic, says he's at the point where he's questioning if it's worth it. Rollins says the answer is yes. Rollins will be at SummerSlam, he said. I like the beatdown angle they did last week. This here, though, did it really make sense for Seth Rollins to be injured? I mean, I'm glad he sold the injury. Don't get that wrong. But why would you go to the ring that injured against a guy like Brock Lesnar, who is going to fuck you up, and get in the ring and just get the shit beat out of you? It kind of made Rollins look like a dumbass here. And then the crowd was wetting him. So I don't know if we're seeing the end of the Seth Rollins babyface run and maybe eventually transition him back to a heel, because, the crowd was not really buying too much of what he was selling. But, I thought Heyman, of course, cut a good Paul Heyman promo, but the fact that, kind of made Rollins look like a bit of a dumbass to me. It was just like, don't know if I like that too much. What I did like was the interaction with Kurt Angle and the Street Profits backstage. They're backstage. They get the red Solo cups. They pour the milk in, and looks like they're going to toast. And Drew McIntyre walks in. He wants to make sure the Angle calls it down the middle, because Angle will be refereeing Cedric Alexander versus Drew McIntyre's match tonight. And he says if Angle doesn't call it down the middle, McIntyre is going to kick his head in. We then had a tremendous video package, and I wanted to pay my respects right now here, since I didn't get a chance to make a video about it, for the late, great, one of the all-time greats, 76 years old, April 11th, 1943 to August 1st, 2019. We lost a legend, Harley Race. He was a 9-time world heavyweight champion. He won the WWE World Heavyweight Championship once, the NWA World Heavyweight Championship 8 times, and was the first NWA United States champion. He was also one of 6 men to have been inducted into the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame, the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, the NWA Hall of Fame, and of course the WWE Hall of Fame. I had the honor, privilege of meeting Harley Race in 2013 at WrestleMania Access. Posted the picture on Twitter, and I just wanted to pay my respects to the king, to Harley Race, who of course passed away from lung cancer at the age of 76. So he lived a good life. He had a hell of a career, one of the toughest SOBs in professional wrestling. And just wanted to pay my respects here to one of the all-time greats in Harley Race. Then at the Viking Raiders versus 2 local jobbers, they beat the crap out of them and pick up the win. I would still like to see some character development from these guys. Who are they? What are they doing here? Why are they fighting? For what purpose? Why do they want to beat the shit out of people? So it's just more of that would be nice. What I did like during this second hour of Raw was Drew McIntyre versus Cedric Alexander. So Kurt Angle's special guest referee. Match is going on. Match didn't even start, really. Alexander and McIntyre are brawling on the outside, beating the shit out of each other. Lights go out. The Fiend appears, puts Kurt Angle in the mandible claw. So got another legend. After taking out Mick Foley on Raw Reunion a couple weeks ago, the Fiend took down Kurt Angle ahead of his match against Finn Balor at SummerSlam. Really looking forward to that. We then had the New Day versus the OC with AJ Styles. It was supposed to be a match here. Styles attacked Woods as soon as the match starts, caused a DQ. After the match, Styles and the OC beat down Woods and Big E. Ricochet comes down to make the save. And we have ourselves a 6-man tag team match, which the OC pick up the win after they hit the Magic Killer on Woods for the win. So not really too much to say here. It's decent 6-man tag. Don't really have, too much else to add here. Kind of lazy typical booking here, but be that as it may. Looking here, I'm really what I would say looking forward here to Ricochet versus AJ Styles for the United States Championship at SummerSlam. That should be a really, really good match. Then have Samoa Joe come to the ring, grabs the mic, and says for Roman to get in the ring and to apologize. And he says, I'm holding up the show. I'm going to sit in a steel chair, and I'm going to wait for you to get your ass here. He isn't leaving. And then someone tells Joe Reigns is arriving. He runs backstage to go see him. Reigns and Joe are arguing. Reigns getting out of his car. Another car drives into the side of Reigns' rental. And during the break, whoever it was, we don't know who ran him down, drove off. I'm still saying it's got to be Daniel Bryan. It's not going to be Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. I am pretty sure we're getting Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. So Joe screams for a medic to get help. Triple H checks on Roman Reigns as well. So I thought this was done in a much better way instead of that hokey, stuff falling onto Reigns in the backstage area. I just didn't like the way that was shot. And it was too goofy with the screaming and everything. It's just, no thanks. We then move on here to Fatal 4-Way Elimination Tag Team match. We had the Iconics versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville versus Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss versus Asuka and Kairi Sane. So, Fatal 4-Way Elimination match. The Iconics were the first to be eliminated after Mandy Rose pinned Billie Kay. So, we were guaranteed right off the bat like that we were going to get new women's tag team champions, which I was all for because to me, they haven't really been doing much with the Iconics. Nothing against the Iconics. Not really doing much for me. Well, they're not really booking them well as women's tag team champions. Half the time, they're not even on the show, so why should I care? We then had Fire and Desire eliminated next after Asuka got the Asuka lock onto Mandy Rose. So it comes down to Kabuki Warriors and Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Towards the end of the match, Asuka sets Bliss up for the insane elbow. Cross pushes Zayn off the top. Bliss hits Twisted Bliss for the win, and your new women's tag team champions are Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I wanted to see the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane win. I was kind of disappointed to see that not happen. I think they will win the titles down the line, whether that's in a month from now, maybe 2 months. But I was happy here to see Nikki Cross win her first title on the main roster. So to me, that's positive. I thought the match wasn't too bad either. And then, we knew where this was going. We knew we weren't getting Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz at SummerSlam. We knew that was a red herring. We knew it wasn't going to happen. Miz TV contract signing. We had Miz. He introduced HBK and Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler said he's been carrying this company since HBK lost his smile, and Miz, you lost your balls. And Ziggler says when he wins at SummerSlam, he will finally get the adulation that he deserves. Miz says he can't wait to get his hands on Ziggler next week on Raw. At first, I'm like, did Miz botch his line there? And then Miz asks Ziggler if he's confused. And Miz says Ziggler signed on to face someone else. You didn't read the contract, or you didn't read the fine print, which you always do, but nobody ever does. And he looks at HBK. HBK tells Ziggler, it isn't me. Goldberg's music hit, gets a big pop. He power walks to the ring. Ziggler gets out of the ring. He grabs a mic and tells Ziggler that, you're next. Ziggler turns around on stage. HBK hits sweet chin music, which was so great to see. Still one of my all-time favorite finishers from one of the all-time greats. So it is official. It is going to be Goldberg versus Dolph Ziggler in a match to redeem himself from that god-awful showing that he had at the Saudi Arabia show, Super Showdown in June. So I am actually looking forward to Ziggler versus Goldberg just due to the fact that I can't wait to see how much Ziggler oversells the shit out of Goldberg's offense. To me, that is going to make it worth it for this match alone. And I'd have to say, for the most part, I enjoyed this episode of Raw. Was it perfect? No. But I thought for the most part, I got more positive than negative out of it. And I'm, actually looking more forward to SummerSlam as a result of it. So if I had to give a grade for tonight's episode of Raw, I think I would go with a B. I'm going to go with a B for tonight's episode of Raw. So that is my thoughts on Raw tonight. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section below. I want to say thank you all for watching this video. Be sure to like my video here on youtube.com/DanielGeyser412. Click that like and subscribe button. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DanielGeyser412. Facebook.com/DanielGeyser1994. And be sure to check out the Kane Action Team. That is Kane Action Team for the preeminent stunt team in Akron, Ohio. So until then, guys, thanks again for watching this video. And I will see you guys later on this week for SummerSlam and NXT TakeOver predictions video. Thanks for watching.